2022 might turn out to be the year of the Cutlass. That's what it's looking like so far. My name's Jason, and this is Grease Belly Garage. Here we have a 1981 Cutlass Brougham. I used to say Brougham when I was a little kid because I didn't know any better. I ran across this in a collection of other cars that I had bought that have all been sitting for 20 plus years, and I wasn't really all interested in it, but I remembered I had this, and it needs some stuff like that. This car has literally been sitting in a field for 20 plus years, and it's got some kind of growth all over it. It's got some really nice white walls, power antenna. Somebody's kid decided to beat the mirror with the baseball bat. Thanks a lot. Had the vinyl roof. I'm sure it's rusty under there. In fact, I can guarantee you it's rusty under these parts. I promise you. Just moldy, nasty. But it does have good taillights. It's got some nice chrome on it. Documented 42,000 original miles. I believe it was last registered in 1989. Peeked in the trunk, had a camera malfunction. Not malfunction, malfunction, because my cameraman screwed up. So here we are again. Basically what we had is a bunch of junk in here, old handyman items, and a bag of rock salt for roads, it looks like. And we've got some serious dilapidation and oxidation going on in here. And I mean, look at that trunk lid. Having grown up here in Florida, I don't have much experience with this, and I'm glad that I don't. What a nightmare. The sticker with the option codes is gone under the trunk, but there was 3 brand new Cooper Discoverer 14-inch radials, and I assume those would be snow tires for people up north. Maybe somebody could comment. These are 14-inch. I think they're the same size that are on this car. If somebody could comment and tell a Florida boy how that works. I mean, I think that would be a snow tread. I don't know how snow tires work, so let me know. Do you just take these tires and put them on this car? Or do you get other wheels? Why is there only 3? Let me know. I haven't really looked it over too closely yet. I got about that far and stopped, and this far. Now, if you have an open mind about this car is actually in really good shape. It's just dirty. Well, the car is not in good shape. The interior is not in bad shape, I should say. I don't think. Let's just hop in here. Oh, I just heard something rip. Old analog clock. Decent looking radio. Some extra belts. Some kind of a... Oh, that's a piece of chrome. I know where that piece of chrome goes. It goes right there. Headliner's falling down. Somebody tried to cover this thing up. Oh. Boy, this thing is just shredding like a piece of paper. That's amazing. And it stinks. Ugh, God. Yeah, it's not too bad. Got a set of keys, got a title. Ooh, crunchy. Whew, jeez. Got some rubber GM floor mats. Don't see those much anymore either. Now I got to see if I can get into this glove box. And of course the seat is all the way up. And I'm not a small guy. Oh. Stand by. Okay, so I took a break from recording to try to get this glove box door off. And I have never seen anything like it. I took the bolts out of the bottom and it's bolted from the inside. Very secure glove box. So I finally got it to the point, I mean, this thing just won't. It's unbelievable. And this thing seems to work fine. It turns, it locks and unlocks. But the latch seems to be stuck somehow, so I'm gonna see if I can crack that. And I've done a lot of things in my life, but not getting into a glove box hasn't ever been one of them. They made everything this good. There it went. Voila. That was quick. Chewed up owner's manual. Some tissues. Probably need those later. This one expired in 92. Maybe the newest one's on top. 91. 89. Okay. So I've determined that this car hasn't been driven since 1992 or registered, because there's a sticker up there in the dash from May of 92. Got a little Brougham emblem, and I believe that goes on that door over there, or did. Hang on to that. And we've got the original touch-up colored paint, the gold and the white. I'm not gonna close this glove box back. There's the problem. That was stuck, and this has probably jammed it up. Still not gonna close it again, I don't think. We have to finish taking some things apart. Actually, I'll probably never do that because I think I'm gonna part this car out. And there's a can opener, old school. It is an 8-track. It's an 8-track radio. That is so cool. A lot of good stuff in here though. Let's see if we can get this baby fired up. Let's see if I can get up. Got quite a bit of trees growing up in here and nests and whatnot. That's bad. I mean, you can't even walk underneath this car without getting something in your eyes. It's just terrible. So the car does have documented 42,000 original miles on it, but I'd say about 41,000 of them were up north in the snow. The other thing that I noticed about this car is that both wheels roll forward. So I'm pretty sure it has posi. So since I've already got it up on the lift, I'm gonna go ahead, because there's nothing to lose. This is only a 260 V8 anyway, it's not worth the crap. Well, it's probably worth the crap to somebody somewhere. I'm gonna go ahead and see if this engine will turn over before I try to start it. Let's do this. Try not to bust the rest of my teeth out. There we go. Counterclockwise, a little bit. So I'm going back and forth in case there's ridges on the pistons. There it goes. There you go. Sounds good and dry in there too, so who knows? Yep. There it goes. See if I can get a complete revolution on it. Oh, that's getting easier now. Yeah, I think we're just gonna jam a battery in it and see what happens. Well, the air pump belt's off. Doesn't surprise me. Lots of rodent evidence in here. There's plastic bags and all kinds of hair and nesting materials, branches. This is like squirrel stuff here. I mean, that's amazing. What is this, a straw? Wow, unreal. I don't even know what that is. Something from Virginia. This car's in really bad shape. There's that old jam damn electronic carburetor that everybody loves. Disconnect all this junk. Disconnect this junk. Jeez Louise. I got a good friend that says geez Louise all the time and he denies it. There's some nesting material for you. There's even a little plastic cup in here with some goodies. I'm not even sure if this thing's going to be any good at all. I have to check some fluids and stuff before we try to turn it over. I'm going to have to find the dipstick to check the oil. There she goes. Everything's frozen solid. What a disaster. I learned a long time ago in the auto parts business that battery cables rot from the inside out. And that's kind of true. You can see where it started down the center there where the green stuff is. Sometimes you can have a battery cable that looks brand new and it won't be useful at all. I don't really have the right tool for this, but that's all right. All my good tools disappear. Part of the problem is I get to where I can't see. And my tools ain't working, damn. And this 50-year-old cable. Wonder if Taco Bell's got the Mexican pizza back. Thought I read they were supposed to bring that back. Over here. We've got a custom negative cable here, by the way. They did a really nice job of modifying this from a side terminal to a top terminal. And I think, for the moment, I'm just going to jam this headlight on my head so I'll quit blinding myself with it. That way it'll drown out the sparks when this thing starts to... Oh, see what I almost did there? So when a car has been sitting this long, it's always best to just touch the positive cable when it's not tied around everything. Goodness. So we're just gonna touch it. Then what we're gonna do is turn my headlight off and make sure none of this stuff is catching on fire. Looks good to me. The terminals aren't getting hot yet. I hate these battery terminals too, they suck. You'd think I haven't put a battery in 40 years. Okay, that's good enough to turn us over, or turn us on. See if anything's smoking on the inside. No. I have a feeling nothing may work on this. Any light? We got some light. That was a delayed response, I think. Let's see if it'll spin over. This might be a quick test. Make sure that's out. I had to try to get the fan blade off. A lot of people call them clutch fans, and I never really understood that because the boxes always said fan clutches. So I guess the blade that goes on a fan clutch is called a clutch fan, so I guess that is accurate. My Popeyes have a hard time getting down in here to get those nuts off that were rusted. So I'm trying to get that off now and spin this engine over with a big wrench. And I think if it'll fire a couple times, I'm just gonna call it a day and park this thing out. Man, to be strong and fat comes in handy sometimes. However, fat fingers don't. It's going to take all this mess out of here. Out of there. Well, it's out of the way enough. Out of here. Now maybe I can get to it. There's just always something in the way here. Goodness. Is this even the right socket? Why am I doing this for a 260 Oldsmobile V8 anyway? All right. My headline is junk, my tools are junk, and this car is junk. And that'll work. And the jack's right in the way. After some scarred up knuckles and arms, see that? See all this? Sucks having big arms. And a broken ratchet. We finally got some spins on the engine, and I think it's going to turn over now. So I poured some of our premixed gas down the carburetor again. And I just want to see if this thing's going to fire and show any signs of life at all. I don't think it's going to, but I'm going to try it anyway, because I'm that kind of guy. This is the name Grease Belly Garage. That's why. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Plugs out of it, spin it over. A few more times. Sounds like it's even got compression. Do sounds like probably has a stuck valve or a stuck lifter of some kind to me, because I hear that woo 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 boom and it goes kind of quick, so it's probably not got even compression right now. So I think I'll just pour a bunch of that premixed gas down the carburetor and let it sit overnight. Try to start it again tomorrow, maybe. It may not ever run again. It may not even have spark. That's just what I hear so far. I didn't go crazy taking the plugs out and stuff. I think it's got enough compression to start, but I don't think it's got any spark. So I'm gonna call it a night. It's getting late. Go get a Mexican pizza if they're back yet. And then I'll come back tomorrow and do a quick check on the spark. And if that checks out, I don't see any reason why it won't at least sputter to life for a few seconds. So we'll see you tomorrow. All right, we're back the next morning here on this old hoopty Cutlass. Yeah, scream guys, scream guys. I got Jaime that works in the shop with us here and all of his buddies speaking Spanish. I found an old cruddy battery to put in this car specifically, and started sucking out some of these thorny vines and stuff that are growing in here, and obviously nests from rats. And there's a significant amount of wiring harness damage on this car. And a lot of the spark plug wires are chewed clean through. So what I've decided to do is I got an inline spark tester hooked up. We're gonna do a spark test. If it passes a spark test, I'll probably proceed and try to crank it. And if it doesn't, then I'm gonna pull the plug on this and just part this car out and junk it and call it a non-runner. But at least it turns over if it doesn't run. I'm gonna get my assistant, Larry, to go turn the key one more time, and we might have one more crank in this battery. nose. Oh. All right, so I've officially pulled the plug on this thing. I probably could get it running because it spins over good. I put new spark plug wires on it, but there's so much damage to the wiring harness and so much wood down in the exhaust and everything else. It's just not really, I'm not really accomplishing anything other than to prove to myself I can get a 260 Oldsmobile engine running. But we did get it to spin over. And that's as far as I'm going with this thing because it's just officially turned into a parts car. So it does sound like it's got some kind of compression problem of some kind. Probably did a long time ago. I don't think anything I did made it any worse. But I got some good practice on it, and I was able to maybe show some people a couple of things that work to get this stuff going. So we're going to go on to the next project, and we'll see you sometime in the next week or so.
See you next time.
All right.
Tune in again.
Thanks for watching.
Yep.